Hey guys, so sorry I had to cancel class today. But I did want to still go over the practice sheet. So, please afterwards let me know if you have any questions or anything. All right. So first, right, we're gonna write the slope-intercept form of the equation. So remember that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So I need m and I need b. So to pull that from the graph, b is the y-intercept. So that's at 1. The slope, I need to do rise over run. So I need to find any other point that touches at the corner of a box and count how many spaces I go up and over. So I went up 3 spaces and over 2. So that makes my slope 3/2. So to put that in the equation, it'll just be y equals 3/2 x plus 1. If you want to, you can check yourself by graphing that on GeoGebra or Desmos or a graph calculator and making sure that the lines match. Going from here, we're writing an equation again. So again, I need m and b to put it in y equals mx plus b. But they give me m, but I have to find b. So in this case, I'm going to solve. So I know that this is x and y and m. So I can put that into y equals mx plus b and then solve for b. So I've got 3, and then m is 7 over 3. X is 0. So I get 3 equals 0 plus b, because, anything times 0 is 0. Normally I would subtract on both sides to get b by itself, but since 0 isn't anything, b just equals 3. So now that I know b, I can write my equation. So it's y equals 7/3 x plus 3. On the next one, same thing, except this time they don't give me the slope. I have to find the slope. So I've got y equals mx plus b. I need to find m and I need to find b. So to find m, I use my formula, which again, if you have not written this down, please write it down. So in this case, I will get -1 minus -5 over 0 minus -1. Remember that minus a negative becomes a plus. So this is going to end up being -1 plus 5, which is 4, and 0 plus 1, which is 1, and 4 over 1 is just 4. So that means that I found my m. M is 4. For b, I have to plug, I can use any one I want. I'm going to use this point. So my y is -5, m is 4, x is -1, and I don't know what b is yet. So I'm going to solve, but first I'm going to multiply those together. I get -5 equals -4 plus b. To get b by itself, I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So those cancel, and I get b equals -1. Now that I know both m and b, I can put them in the equation. So I get 4x minus 1. Awesome. All right, last ones. To find the x and y intercepts, let's do all the y intercepts first because those are pretty easy. So to find the y, I'm just plugging in 0 for x. So I do 2/3 times 0 plus 4, which is just 4. But remember that you should write it as a point my actual answer is the 0.04. So in this one, negative y, my y is going to equal negative 2 times 0 minus 1, which negative 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1 is negative 1. So I get the 0.0 negative 1. Again, b is our y-intercept, so you could just pull it straight out. I'm just showing you why, because it's gonna matter later. So again, y equals 1/2 times 0, which is 0, minus 4, which is negative 4. So my point is 0, negative 4. Okay. So the y-intercepts are pretty easy. X-intercepts are a little more tricky, but they're really not that bad. So to get the x-intercept, I have to plug in 0 for the y. Okay. So I'm going to do 0 equals, and then the equation 2/3 x plus 4. So I have to solve for x. So I'm going to minus 4 on both sides. So I get negative 4 equals 2/3 x. Now to get x by itself, I have to divide. So negative 4 divided by 2/3. Now remember, when you divide, you have to be careful to put the fraction in parentheses. Essentially what you're doing is multiplying by the reciprocal. So if you do it correctly, type it in the calculator correctly, you should get x equals negative 6. So my actual x-intercept is the 0.60. A way to check yourself would be to graph the line and then go look at where it touches the x-axis and the y-axis on GeoGebra or Desmos. So for this one, again, I'm making 0, I'm plugging in 0 for y because the x-intercept happens when y is 0. And then I have to solve it for x. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And then I have to divide by negative 2. So in this case, my x-intercept is negative 1/2 or negative 0.5. You can get fractions or decimals, just so you know it does happen. Okay, last one. I plug in 0 for y because x-intercepts happen when y is 0. I get 1/2 x minus 4. And then I have to solve for x. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. I get 4 equals 1/2 x. So if I divide both sides by 1/2, it's essentially the same thing as multiplying by 2/1. I get x equals 8. So that means that my x-intercept is the 0.80. Okay. So if you have, we're going to kind of stay with this for a little while, so don't freak out. Like, I know it seems like a lot of new stuff, but we will not add new stuff to whatever. We're going to go back over this next week. So anyway, hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you next week. Sorry I had to cancel class again.